like we always do about this time.
That's what I'm talking about.
Woo! Pig suey.
What the?
Hey.
I don't know what that
Hey, hola mi gente. It's your man, the Afro-Rican, Orlando Crespo. Guess what, y'all? Giving you the rice and beans. Know what I mean? What up, slime?
Hey, what's happening? It's your boy Colin Parchon, a.k.a. Mr. November.
It's the most.
I'm killing everything. Killing it all, okay?
Okay.
We got a special guest up in here. Tell the people who you is.
Hey, it's Kiayanna, owner of KCK Dispatching Logistics, author of Successful Guide to Dispatching, mother, worker. I do it all.
A little bit of everything.
Do it all.
That's what's
Little
up.
bit of everything.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is I, says me, and all who agree,
Wow.
or more than three because they weak.
He just had a whole monologue with himself.
You right.
With himself.
I ain't
Here we
mad at
go,
him.
here we go, here we go. We got studio audience today.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
We got a special guest, our brother, Georgia's finest, Big Mo in the building.
What up? Why?
Aye.
I smell the barbecue already.
Before this episode over, y'all gonna hear the studio audience. It don't matter. We gonna make sure I get him to say something.
Oh, man.
What's happening?
What's going on, man?
Oh, man. Don't mind me. Earlier, that little intro. Shout out to all my folks from Arkansas, University of Arkansas, them Razorbacks out there. That's the hog call.
Oh.
That shit was trash.
I'm sure she can elaborate on that.
That shit was trash.
So you knew what he was talking about when he
Yes,
did.
I did.
I had no idea.
No,
I did.
Garbage.
You know, I
Is
gotta
that
make-
where you from? You from?
I was originally born here, but I was raised in Arkansas, Fayetteville, Arkansas.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right, cool.
I ain't know that.
And you should know that because I worked with you the most.
Oh,
So, you know.
wow.
But
Let's get this show started.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting.
It's
I
gonna
already
be a
see
half
this.
hour. I see where this going.
Yeah, this is going to be real
Right, I
interesting.
see where this going. Where the energy going.
The gloves are off.
Right.
It's going to be interesting. Well, let's start with you, Kiayanna. Let's, we already kind of started. You told us you was raised in Arkansas, but you was born here. Tell us where you are now, where you going, what you got going on, and all that good stuff.
right now, I have two companies I own. I'm co-owner in a trucking company, and I own.
I want you to start over because I want you to tell it a certain way.
How would you like me to tell you?
Tell your story, how it happened. Tell that. Because it the build up to it makes it more, you know what I'm saying, more heartfelt, I think. Because you actually did something that a lot of people scared to do. So I'd rather you tell it that way. Sorry, Sean.
Oh, no, you're good.
I
You're
definitely
good.
will, but I think I was kind of forced into entrepreneurship. So I'll tell my story from the beginning. During the pandemic, y'all know allowed us to take money out of our 401k. Me and my business partner, we did that, and we bought a truck.
Okay, keep going.
Ever again. All right, let's go.
Oh, okay. My bad. But yeah, so my employment at the time, we decided to buy a truck. So I was working my 9 to 5
Sure.
Okay.
and kind of playing with entrepreneurship. I kind of
Something happened.
I
There we
made
go.
a decision.
There we go.
An emotional decision.
Right, and you had
And,
to move on.
and so I was kind of forced into entrepreneurship because I wasn't that person who woke up and be like, dang, I hate my 9 to 5. I actually enjoyed it. So for me, it wasn't like I, instantly had to pursue entrepreneurship. But it happened, and it did. And I definitely don't regret it. It's probably the best decision of my life.
Okay.
I've been able to double, sometimes triple my income, my monthly income weekly.
Oh, wow.
And still be with my kids. I've been allowed to spend way more time with them. So now back to what I do.
All right, so
I actually
okay.
like I said, I co-own a trucking company. I have my actual 18 semi-tractor or whatever trailer, and then I dispatch for other people who own their trucks, which is where the majority of my income comes, dispatching for other people.
Okay. So is that considered like logistics or just
It's
okay?
the logistics field.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. And you say you love both of them.
I do. I come from trucking. My daddy's a trucker. All my brothers have their CDLs. My child's father's a trucker. So I've always been around trucking. So it wasn't nothing new for me. It was just nothing that I thought I would dive into.
Okay.
What make you like when you had to make that decision? Because I remember why you made the decision. What made you just say, even with the background of your father, your baby's father, your brothers, because you still worked that 9 to 5, so you never really went that way. What made you say, yo, I should have been here anyway?
The freedom to do what I want to do. Like I never thought, like I said, I was in the military too. So for me, somebody giving me orders and telling me where to be, what to do, it was my norm. So when I realized like I didn't have to miss my child played more sports than he ever has, and I was able to take him to every practice. You know, I went on more vacations not working for my 9 to 5 than I did working my 9 to 5.
Wow. Okay.
You know, so for me it was the freedom to be able to do what I want to do. I still work in my pajamas at noon. You know,
that's real. That's what's up.
I love it. Like for some people, it's more the money, but I actually enjoy what I do as well. So that, I guess that helps. You know, it excites me.
Well, we know about the likes, but what are the dislikes? You know, I'm sure every in logistics they have each has its pros and cons.
Definitely. The dislikes is when my carriers don't make any money, I don't make any money. So if a truck is down for maintenance, I don't make any money. So you really have to learn how to manage your money, because some weeks you may make $3,000, and then some weeks you may make $800, and that's a big gap. So if you're not managing your money, you know, it's kind of hard. So that'll be my biggest dislike, the inconsistency of it, and because trucking is determined by the economy, our rates and stuff, how good everything is going in the economy and stuff, how much we get a mile, like all that kind of goes together. So the inconsistency of trucking is one thing that I say I don't like.
So like, how do you deal with today's supply chain woes? You know what I mean? Everything is
great.
tight.
It's great for trucking though. The port being messed up is great for us, because I can ask for, my demand is needed more. So my drivers are getting $4 or $5 a mile because they need that stuff moved. So it's not really hurting. It's hurting America, you know, everything with this, like the ports and stuff being overflowed, but it's not really, it's good for the carrier. There's smaller people down the line. Right now, this is the best trucking's ever been. Okay. Like this is money wise, this is the best. Like,
so do you like provide incentives like for early deliveries? Are there incentives for truckers like that? No.
Yeah,
get your goddamn check.
You know.
I mean, I think
incentives. This ain't no race.
I'm just saying, because
He's been looking at Smokey in the back.
I was told. Hold on.
I love that movie.
That's my shit too.
I was told that truckers can get incentives for early drops.
Well, not them truckers.
Yeah, you get there early. You lucky if you
get a nap in.
Get a nap in. You may not get your shit.
Get a nap, nigga.
Yeah.
We talk about on the show a lot about names. You know what I'm saying? Just in a society where names can get you further than others. Your name is definitely something that they recognize as a black woman. Have you ran into any controversy just dealing with that because of your name?
No, I haven't so far. Most of the time when I'm addressing like the brokers and the shippers, the people that I talk to, I start with my business first, you know, KCK Dispatch and Logistics. Okay. And then by the time I break the ice and they say, Kiayanna, oh, well, that's a beautiful name.
Right.
It's different. It's not something they get to hear
It's
every
like
day.
Tyrone.
Yeah. So, you know.
There's a lot of power in that.
I was thrown off when I called her and she said she answered the phone like that. I'm like, it's me.
Yeah.
I got the wrong number.
Hello?
I was like, this
I got the wrong
about
number.
her job. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so they'll butcher the spelling and they'll say, well, did I spell your name right? And I say no, but you know, let me tell you how to spell it.
Let's make sure we get the check right though.
Yeah. That's all that matters.
So if somebody wanted to start from the ground up, what would your advice be for them? Because you said you started just by getting a truck. You made it sound easy. But
Right.
I know
Got
that's
a truck.
Yeah,
18-wheeler.
just when I got a truck. But yeah, what would you do to tell somebody that's very interested in it? Because I know a lot of people that's in it and it's very lucrative. What would you tell somebody that's interested in that and how they would start and where to go?
First, I would tell you to go on my website and reach out to me because I do offer one-on-one classes.
Give them the
What's the
information right now.
website?
Give it to them right now.
My website is www.kckdispatch.com. Okay. And Instagram is kck_dispatch. And that is also on Facebook as well.
Okay.
Y'all know my rule. If it ain't about business, do not reach out to this lady.
You don't get them DMs.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all know
As
my
long as
rule.
it's about trucking, we good. As long as it's about trucking.
Because if she tell me, I come find you. Continue on.
Yeah, I got a hot question real quick. How do you find? I mean, how do you deal with dealing with difficult customers?
It's a hard one because I'm an emotional person, so sometimes I try to act off emotions. But when I deal with like for me, difficulty be
Take your time. You're all right.
with my drivers, my actual drivers, or sometimes I love my drivers to death, but we can all get a little unprofessional, you know, at times. So I just always tell myself, remember, this is my business, this is my brand. Stay professional, and I just try to calm down and just, you know, handle it as anybody else would. I don't know.
Now, when you're talking about your drivers, are there any core skills needed to be
A driver?
in the logistics field? What's required?
To hold a CDL or
Yeah, brother. I mean,
No,
you can't just jump in the truck.
yeah, I mean,
I
you
know.
have to have a
I know.
Class A CDL to be a truck driver, but anybody could be a dispatcher.
Right.
You don't need anything to be a dispatcher.
Go ahead. You crying. You crying. Need some more tissue?
I'm good.
She was like, a CDL?
Just to be in the logistics field.
Did he just ask me that?
It's so many different parts to the logistics field.
Is
You
it?
got 3PL and shipping. You got warehousing. You got brokers. You got shippers. You got truck drivers. You got dispatchers.
See,
So it's a, like, I think they told me like last is an $800 billion industry, but a lot of people don't know. When you think of the logistics, all you think of is truck driving, but it's so many different compartments. Or
do you run a Smokey and the Bandit kind of operation?
I try to be very professional.
So you don't run a Smokey and the Bandit?
I'm trying.
Have you
not
ever
to.
seen
I'm
Smokey?
Yeah, have you ever seen Smokey and the
have
Bandit?
I think you was
yeah,
going to ask her
What
that.
is
Yeah.
that?
I need you to go watch Smokey and the Bandit.
Yeah, watch
Part 1, don't watch part 2. It's
Yeah.
Okay, definitely.
I read a report today, and a truck driver actually put it out for black truck drivers to watch what's going on right now. It's a lot of
On the CB.
yeah,
I saw that as
yeah.
well.
It's a lot going on out there. They sabotaging their trucks. There was something about when they
They're
pull in.
breaking the
Yeah, they're
seal.
breaking the seal so they can't get registered or whatever. I don't know the lingo, but speak on that. Like, do y'all run into a lot of that out there?
Now, my driver personally, we usually stay in the Southeast. I'm not gonna say you're gonna go somewhere where, like a lot of our Alabama runs, it's Alabama.
Alabama.
Yeah, it's Alabama.
Ain't no crimson in that tie.
But none of my carriers drivers have ran into anything like that, but I have seen that. And when
Yeah.
they say when you break the seal, the customer being Walmart, Target, they won't accept the product.
Yeah.
So then you're liable for that. So that's
Yeah,
why you
it's-
have insurance. But you know that's it could be
$100,000
$100,000
so
claim on
right.
you
That's why it
just
be on the
because
street.
The seal was broken.
That's when they pull up in the hood.
So yeah, I haven't ran across that, but
That's
y'all-
serious right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
The truck driver put that out. I read that. He said it's dangerous right now for Blake. He can hear him on the CB, just telling him, like, yo, blah blah blah.
It's dangerous everywhere for a black man right now.
That's real, but you know, you would think on the road y'all don't even really get to see each
Another
other.
one.
But I guess y'all do.
Wow.
So y'all brothers out there, y'all stay safe.
Yes, indeed.
You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you this: coming from a huge company, being an employee, and you now owning your own company and having employees, do you look at differently how you conducted yourself prior to you now being a boss, and how these employees move within your company?
Complete sentence on this one, please.
Now, let me see. So, I don't know if you guys don't really know me, but for those that do, I'm like super duper nice. So, I have when I want to be. Right.
I ain't
When
saying
wanna
nothing,
be.
man. Go on, tell. This your lie. This your lie. You telling. Go ahead.
I am nice, but I have an employee, so I'm still getting used to like being a boss. I just added on another dispatcher.
Okay.
And you know how when you work at a 9 to 5, it's you got to be here at this time, you got to be here at that time, and if you're late, we want to know why you're late. And I find myself sometimes not being understanding that she's a human too, because I be like, why why Shawty ain't here? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like this is an easy job. You need to be here. And I
Yeah.
had to realize she got kids, Kiana.
Yeah,
She
where's Shawty? Shawty?
I mean, I'm
No, you good, Shawty.
I'm
Shawty.
You
sorry.
say it right.
Why Shawty ain't
What
here?
little Shawty is?
Yeah, so I had to
You all right.
realize, that was kind of hard for me, and really learning to manage my money because she want her money just like working a real job.
Sure.
And so that's a big challenge for me, money management. Making that I've never made this much money, so when you make something you ain't never seen, you like I'm gonna do this, and
Yeah.
I realize I gotta have my own life insurance now. I gotta have my own retirement. That's something that my 9 to 5 did for me. So
Right.
that's been a big challenge for me. Like whatever you do, she gotta have her money. So if you messed up, that's on you. And then just realizing that she's human too. I guess my 9 to 5 didn't really realize that, and I guess you sometimes
Right.
get caught up in the stuff, and you don't realize it.
Okay.
Caught up in stuff. Okay.
You get
That's
caught
what
up
we
in
talking-
moving the day to day
Right,
stuff.
right, right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
We get it. We get it. We get it. That's all right.
That's cool. You can relate with your employees.
Now, what? You said you were in the military.
I was
How long were you in the military?
6 years.
6 years. What did you get out of the military, and why did you go?
Real talk, I went to the military because I didn't want my parents to pay for college. And like more of all my family is military too, and I wanted to prove them wrong because nobody think I could do it. Like I'm the, I guess, ditzy Barbie kind of one, and I just wanted to prove to them that I could do it.
Okay.
So, and the main thing that I think the military taught me was discipline.
Okay.
Discipline. Because like even now working for myself, I'm still up on a schedule. I'm still semi-responsible.
You very responsible. Don't do it like that. Don't do it like that.
Yeah,
You're
so
very
I think it
responsible.
taught me discipline. Like I'm not afraid of hard work either. I'm
Okay.
not. I'll get down and dirty.
She
if I
will.
have to.
She will.
No, you can vouch for that.
I can.
Yeah.
I can.
Yeah.
She will.
All right. All right. You go.
Go ahead.
No, I'm on my whole psychology thing right now, so
Well-
go ahead. I don't want to.
I was about to end the segment.
Oh well, nah. Let me keep going.
Yeah.
You said that you wanted to prove your family wrong that you could do it when you went into the military. So you said all your brothers, your father, they were already in trucking. Why didn't you go into that immediately with them if you were?
No, my family didn't really push entrepreneurship or trucking on me. They were entrepreneurs, but it was always for my brothers. He wanted me to go to school and be a nurse, be a social worker, be a teacher. He didn't really he didn't push that on me. There was no space in there for me, his daughter, to go that route.
Okay. All right. Well, black woman.
No, hold on. What else you got going on besides managing the road? What else you got?
An ebook.
Talk
You
about
look
it.
confused. Like,
Talk about it. I don't know what you do.
Tell us about it. You look confused. What's
talk
going
about
on?
it. Talk about
it. I recently just teamed up with another dispatcher and truck owner, Candace Horton of Prolific Transportation. Y'all can look her up too. And we co-wrote an ebook that basically teaches you how to get in the trucking industry as a dispatcher, which, like you were asking before, a dispatcher needs no credentials. Anybody can be a dispatcher, and you pretty much work from home. And it's actually very lucrative right now. So we did write an ebook that's dropping November 15th on Amazon, you guys.
Go get it. Go get
What's the
it.
title of it?
Yes, indeed.
Beginning Guide to Successful Dispatching.
Okay.
Y'all look out for that. We'll mention
Yeah, it
it
will be
again.
on
I was
all
gonna
my
say, you gotta
platforms.
remember
All
that.
my platforms, they will be listed.
And what's those platform again? All of them.
KCK_dispatch on Instagram, KCK_dispatch on Facebook, and my website is kckdispatch.com.
Y'all heard it here.
I like it. Very lucrative. I think that's what people want to hear.
That's right.
Making money.
So if you need to move that way, I mean, move some stuff. I'll at you, girl.
Before we go, I watched you. I met you as a kid.
You definitely did.
You were a kid. You were fresh out. Everything was good, but it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? And I've watched you grow into a successful young lady. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. I appreciate
Trav,
that.
Wanda, we got one.
That's what's up. We appreciate you coming through. And
Definitely, I
sharing all
appreciate
that.
the
I'm
invite.
trying to read
No
that,
doubt.
but I get tired of reading
It's
your
real
shirt.
small.
It's a lot of, it's a lot of, it's a whole,
Yeah. We'll get it before the end of the show.
Oh man, let's get into some of this
All
foolishness in the world. Where y'all want to start? Dave Chappelle?
We can.
We
You want to
can.
start with Dave Chappelle?
We can.
Did you see that?
I'm not even gonna lie. I fell asleep like 10 minutes into the special.
Okay.
Everybody said they fell asleep.
I fell asleep. I'm not really a big Dave Chappelle fan, but I do know what's
Me
going
either.
on. But I'm
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
not a
me
big
either.
Dave Chappelle fan. But before, he's always been controversial to me. But
Sure.
I'm not a big fan of
Yeah,
his.
Okay.
I seen it though.
Yeah. What did you think?
I tried to watch it. I did.
That's his point of view.
Okay. What did you think?
I believe he said what everybody wants to say. He just used his platform to put that out there. Now I don't agree with canceling him
Oh, Netflix already said they had.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
They say they're not gonna do that.
Because I'm sure he brings tons of money to Netflix.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they seen it before they hit the enter button.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean,
and for all those, you know what type of comedian he is. You know, I wouldn't consider him as the GOAT.
No,
Might,
I wouldn't say
for,
that.
I heard that word floating around or whatever like that, but there were many comedians prior to him that would be on the same level as Dave Chappelle.
What do you mean on the same level? Like they were more controversial than
Yeah, well,
Dave Chappelle.
prior,
So
Eddie Murphy, Paul Mooney, you know, they didn't really have that platform that Dave Chappelle has.
right. Yeah. I always revert back to the world is pussy right now.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, but I mean that respectfully. Back in the day, these comedians, they get up there and we're literally laughing off of their pains,
That's
you know,
real.
off of their experiences, and they make money off of it.
That's real.
So again, he's doing his experiences. He's sharing his experiences. But in today's society, everybody feels like if I offend you, you can come and take my livelihood from me. And I don't think that's fair, because if you don't like what I say, turn the channel. Turn it off. You don't have to look at it. So at what point do I have to please everybody on the planet to the point to where if I offend you, you can come and take my job?
Right.
Now, when it comes down to when it's just hate, that's one thing. If you're pushing hate, that's something else. And that kind of pushes me into, y'all know I'm a Raiders fan. My coach, I won't say my coach. The coach of the Las Vegas Raiders, John Gruden, was fired because of some emails where he talked about the first incident came out. He called the NFL's player union.
DeMar Smith.
Yes, he said he has 2 tires for lips, something like that. He was able to go coach the next day. But then the other emails leaked out the day after, that Monday, where he called Robert Goodell a faggot and didn't know anything about football, and he resigned that day because he knew he wasn't going to have no job after that. Which I use that segue because that's what Dave Chappelle was talking about. You can talk about black people. You can do everything about black people. He used a baby saying he killed a man in Walmart, and they were still pushing his albums. But as soon as he said something about the gay community, they wanted to take everything from him.
For the record, he killed the young man in self-defense.
In self-defense, yeah.
Let's make sure we say that.
Self-defense, yeah,
You don't want
for
to say
sure.
like he out there just blasting.
Right. But the point was that, you know, you can do all these other things to defame us, to talk bad about us, and Dave Chappelle's point was when it comes to the LGBTQ community, you can't say anything and they're going to come and try to take your livelihood. And he proved his point. It just came to fruition the next day, but it's always been that way.
But you know what? What are morals if you can't take them anywhere with you? And can we have comedy? Can comedy be funny without being offensive?
That's a tricky one. But I do feel like in the Raiders case and with Dave Chappelle, me personally, this is my opinion, I do feel like when you have that type of platform, you have a responsibility. I understand you saying people maybe pussy or whatever,
Right.
but I feel like you do have a responsibility to
P
your
word?
fans, The P word. I'm sorry.
Kind of funny coming from her.
Shit.
I'm sorry, but I feel like you have a responsibility to your fans, to different in the LBTG community. When y'all say that they attack them, but y'all know it's black people in the LGBT community that are offended as well. So think about those who they're dealing with it both ways, as a black man and as a LBT community member. You know, so I just feel like you have a sense of like a responsibility when you have a platform not to offend those people. That's just my opinion.
For a long time.
Valid.
For a long time, black people been getting disrespected
Punched down on.
every way possible. And you know what they told us to do? Get over it. So my response to the alphabet, because I don't remember all that, that's not important to me, is to, you want to be offended? Get over it. I'm tired of, and this is my opinion, this ain't affecting Kiayanna Crespo or Sean. I'm tired of the victim shit. I'm tired of it. You're gay, you're trans, you're whatever you are. Just like me being a black man, there's things you got to stick up for. If you down for it like that, stick up for it and stop crying. You want me to stop crying about my shit all day long. So I'm not going to sit here and say I got a responsibility to say whatever I want to say, because people have been saying whatever they want to say about me as a black man for a very long time.
Right.
Don't make it right though.
Two wrongs don't make a right, but they definitely make a difference, and it definitely brings clarity. I'm a brother of a homosexual brother. I've watched this since I was 13 years old in many ways. I've never seen my brother one time say, woe is me, because of the choice he made. I refuse to let it happen now. I refuse, because I've seen so much in my 43 years that I can kind of depict when you looking for a fight. Come my way, you're going to get that fight. Period. We laugh at David Chappelle when he called people niggas. We laugh at David Chappelle when he say hunky. We laugh at David Chappelle when he was a black man thinking he was white. But David Chappelle talked some shit that y'all wasn't ready for and y'all got upset. Why you ain't get upset then? You got the Boondocks out here. They talk that shit. Y'all laughed about it. You know why? Because it was about black people. Let's be honest. If it ain't a dollar attached to it, it's definitely going to be some media, which brings dollars. I'm not scared of nothing I'm saying. I'm not. I won't be edited anything of what I'm saying, because this is my views and my views only. We got so much we going through this world, and every time I turn my cheek, I'm getting punched in the other way by somebody else talking about they offended by something. But you've been offending my people forever. Forever. So before you get on this motherfucking high horse and say, yo, this is who we is. Respect us. Well, God damn it, we been here. Respect us. Y'all continue on.
Okay. Yeah. I ain't got no follow-up for that. That's real. That's 100, and I'm with that all the way. You know what I mean? And even to talk about that, I mean, we talked about the black farmers previously on one of the other shows on about how they went to the
USDA.
USDA, and they actually cut out a bill for them for like $5 billion or something like that. The white farmers have now come out and said, hey, we feel discriminated against. And they went and filed a suit to try to change it with Congress to include all disadvantaged farmers.
Hold on. So they feel like they disadvantaged too.
Yeah, but they're the majority.
Let me say this on that, though. Everybody ain't rich. One thing we was talking about at that place of employment today was that the man that has a conversation with the boss get farther than the guy that just do his job. You know what I'm saying? So it might be a a Latin or a white, whatever you want to go with, you know what I'm saying, that's really not getting his due based on, you know, corporate, whatever, you know what I'm saying, how the government decide they want to give out the money, whatever. I don't care who can get money from the government at this point, dog. You know what I'm saying? If you feel like your pocket fucked up because of them, especially in that industry, and it's a loophole, get the motherfucker, man. That's just how I feel. Like, do I want my people? Because I got a homegirl that's actually a black farmer. You know what I'm saying? Do I want her to make sure she get her equal, you know, amount of bread to keep her shit going?
Right.
That helps everybody. Absolutely. But everybody ain't rich in that situation, man. You know what I'm saying? There's farmers out here of many different minorities, man, that's getting fucked. You know what I'm saying? And be honest, if you ain't rich, at the end of the day, they don't even care about that. You ain't rich, you a nigga. I said what I said.
Yeah.
You might not agree, but I said what I said. These views only are Ralph. 18th.
Well, I stand on it. I still feel like it needs to be appropriated to the black farmers because it's literally white farmers that are going, and this is from systemic racism
Absolutely.
in situations that's just like, you know, we could have some white people that make way less money than us, but they'll look down on us just because we black.
Oh,
because
absolutely.
Systemically, they've
You got
been
black people
trained
that
to
do it
think
too.
that. Right. So I get what you're saying with the minorities and this and that, but when you have the majority that comes in and say, no, you guys shouldn't get them this money just because they black. Like, dude, y'all got everything
Yeah,
already.
absolutely. You're right about that.
So that's the point that I stand on. That it's crazy that and of course Congress looked at it and was like, okay, well, we're gonna make it inclusive to the economically distressed at risk farmers, and black farmers is like studio audience.
Hey, just to give a little context to this, because I actually have family in Mississippi who have been fighting for this for a long time with the black farmers situation.
Okay.
It's not that there are white farmers who haven't been economically disadvantaged in this. It's just that the fact that they all every time black people make progression to close the economic wealth gap or any gap, there's always another group of people who say, hey, what about us? They have been through none of the, or very few, I don't want to say none because I don't know none. They have been through very few of the obstacles that we've had to cross as a people, yet and still they leapfrog to the same point as us, even when we try to close racial, economic wealth gaps. You understand what I'm saying? So I do understand what you guys are saying about if they can get whatever, but understand that is a part of the problem.
Right.
The part of the problem, like if we take this all the way back to civil rights, right?
Women.
And you said that, not me.
I do it.
But what I want to say is black people went through so much, yet and still every other group of people always comes and they springboard off of the progressions of black people.
Absolutely.
And that essentially is what is the problem. Nobody deals with all our struggles.
Right.
Everybody, I shouldn't say nobody. Everybody doesn't deal with all our struggles, but they benefit from every gain that we have. And that's an issue for me.
What about
when
us?
we speak on that?
What about us?
They don't care about us.
No. What I'm saying is that's the favorite thing to be said when we making progress. But what about us? Which brings the separatism, even with amongst our own people.
Because this bothers me. This always bothers me. And one more thing with this, the problem is anytime black people seem to have these progressions, white people always feel like it's some type of reverse racism. Actually leveling the playing field feels like racism to them.
Right.
Absolutely.
And that is really, that's not even a real term. Black people, by definition, can't be racist because I, as a black man, which I don't, but I could absolutely not love other races or not. It's not gonna economically. It's not gonna.
It's not affect anything.
There's no oppression in my hate for them.
Right. It's a preference at that point.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
It's definitely a prejudice, and I'm not gonna say people definitely have prejudices.
Absolutely.
I don't never want to make it seem like that's not the case. But racism is something that white people have. You understand what I'm saying? There's a situation where you can say your kids are only going to get a certain level of education because of the property value of the neighborhoods they come from.
Right.
I can not like you all day long, but your money speaks before I even can say anything.
Right.
That's really what the issue with all of this is. This is woven into the fabric of America. This is America.
This is America.
Yeah.
Wasn't that a song?
Yeah.
Oh,
Childish Gambino.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, studio audience.
Appreciate you, bro.
Look, Kiayanna.
Sniper.
Look here. You all right over there? She's like, oh my God, what did I walk into? Guys,
I got a business. I shouldn't.
I don't know if I should be here.
It's all good.
Yeah, man. So it is what it is, and we gotta do better with ourselves. Like, I was just telling somebody the other day. They was looking for, like, my sister-in-law had a birthday party for my niece, 3 years old, and they wanted a blow-up house. So I called a friend of ours, Kamisha, what up? She came through, and she hit me and was like, Sean, I appreciate you putting me on. My sister-in-law said, oh, she's real cool, this and that. And I said, man, I just love when I can put us together and keep our dollars circulating with each other. I get the enjoyment. I don't want nothing from neither one of y'all. It's just the fact that now you know when in the next 5-4 years when you need another jumping house, you gonna call.
I might get a jumping house just to get one.
You might be doing some other stuff.
Who want to get in a jumping house?
Hell no.
Oh hell no!
Y'all wasn't invited.
Oh hell
What you gonna do with a jumpy house?
Oh goodness!
Jump
man.
around.
No man. I got video on the trampoline. I got video of you on the
You
trampoline.
see what I'm saying? I almost hit that double ending.
Then you was gonna sue me if you landed on your head,
If
right?
I landed in that grass, boy,
It was over.
just give me half of these acres you got back here.
Yeah, them acres he got back there.
I ain't got no acre. That's Shauna house.
She gonna keep this on tape because something go down.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
he
know,
said that's mine.
You
so
right.
I got an extra room for you, bro. If she kick you out,
I appreciate that.
you be sleeping.
Man,
in here.
move on, man.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Move on, man.
Another one.
Your boy, your favorite coach, Greg Popovich. I love that guy, man.
Oh yeah, he keeps it all the way real.
He came out and he went off and he said, I don't understand. In Texas, there's a county that was still, there's still a lot of places that do it, that's still celebrating Columbus Day. And he said, I don't understand why y'all don't get that is not something to be celebrated.
Right.
And which I didn't know, American Italians was coming out and saying, this is us celebrating this person. Greg Popovich said, that's like me celebrating Hitler. Because literally that's what
Right.
I'm German. But I'm not going to celebrate this guy for what he did. And so Columbus literally came over. He enslaved. He went against his queen's wishes of not having slaves. Came over and conquered and this and that. And we celebrate this guy?
I don't want to sound insensitive and shit. I don't. Okay, he's saying you shouldn't celebrate it. There's somebody somewhere saying we shouldn't celebrate Martin Luther King.
That's no.
Insane, bro.
No, it's not.
You know
No,
what?
no.
And I'm gonna tell you why. I'm
I'm
why.
listening.
Because it's all opinion based.
No.
Yes, it is. You know why? Because I don't celebrate Columbus Day. I don't celebrate Easter. I don't celebrate Christmas. I don't celebrate Thanksgiving. None of that shit. It's all based on what I believe.
Your personal.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when he comes out and says, why are we still doing this? Because some people actually believe that shit, man. And ain't nothing we can say or show them that's going to change their mind. And as long as majority of the country feel this is something they should celebrate, they're going to do it.
And there lies why we just talked about this is America. If I continue to tell you a lie and make you say it is the truth, at what point does somebody come along and say, you know, this some bullshit. Y'all believe in this bullshit if you want to, but I'm finna show you some factual stuff that goes against everything y'all been teaching and what y'all been spreading. And from that point on, it's up to y'all to say, okay, are y'all gonna go with the truth? or y'all gonna keep going off of this
They
lie?
gonna go with the lie. It's even
Your
in the
facts,
history of
yeah,
the book.
your facts
They
to
even
me,
going
yeah.
with the lie, bro.
But you think the books will change?
No,
in
the
our
books ain't
lifetime.
changed.
I asked Sean
We've been
that
out. We've been
question.
out of
In our
grammar school
lifetime.
for how long? All of us around the same age. About what? 30 years.
Mhm.
We've been out of grammar school. I bet you could pick that book up today. The same shit they were teaching us 30 years ago. That our parents probably not our parents. But yeah, maybe our parents.
Mhm.
Same book. Same history, bro.
But I
They
think,
don't want to change that history, bro.
And it's fake.
They don't give a shit.
even though Biden proclaimed it on the 11th as Indigenous People Day.
I don't care what he proclaimed, to be honest, but
Right. Go ahead,
I
I'm
give him
in.
credit. I give him credit
Uh-huh.
for that. But at what point do you want to know the truth? And that's where it keeps coming up, this critical race theory.
Sure.
When do y'all want to learn the truth?
Mm-hmm.
And because y'all were implicit in everything that y'all claim is America and we're this and we're equal and this and that.
Mm-hmm.
But now when I'm telling you to look at the truth of the issue and you see that y'all were some monsters
Right.
and still are
Mm-hmm.
systematically, economically, y'all don't want to talk about that. Y'all don't want to teach. That's the thing now. They don't want to teach the truth to these kids. And so we're going to keep lying to them. And I think inch by inch, like I said, the Columbus Day and Indigenous Day.
Indigenous
Studio
Peoples Day.
audience has
Another
questions.
one. Another one.
comes in.
Oh.
It has to come to where the truth is coming. Kiayanna, you got something you want to say?
No, you got it. If you got something to say.
Go ahead.
Okay, I got a question for y'all, right? Because like this is burning my soul right here when y'all do this, and I'm sorry for this, but listen, if your entire existence that you've been recording history says that you are the greatest thing ever, right? And that's what you've been taught. Your parents was taught.
Everybody.
Your grandparents, your great grandparents, your great great grandparents. This is what it's ingrained in you, in the fabric of who you believe you are as a person. And then all of a sudden somebody come and say,
That ain't
"Hey,
true."
That ain't true.
What you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? You're gonna
You gonna cuss them?
fight.
You gonna cuss them?
Everything you have
Fuck yeah!
to
fight it.
protect that feeling that you have for saying nobody ever in the history of this planet is better than me. Regardless if it's a lie or not.
You know,
I want my kids, I want my grandkids, I want every generation of me to feel the same feeling.
To continue.
And the reason why black people fight so hard is because we eventually want somebody to understand that we was more than slaves and niggas.
you know what you got. You know how I learned it on my own.
Me too.
You,
And still to
Where
this
was our
day.
people at, though?
reading books.
Why they weren't teaching us that?
They was working.
Yeah.
They was working.
Where we at? What
Right.
we doing?
Working.
Working.
But only difference between them and us is that we actually putting the effort in to show different.
But also,
That's
I
the
think
difference.
I also think our parents were in a generation of progress economically for them and theirs around them, as opposed to spreading truth and knowledge. And I think it gave us that foundation, that springboard to
Absolutely.
say, okay, hey, you're not gonna have to work 3 jobs like I had to. I'm gonna
Right.
give you the tools to do what you need to do.
Your parents is in a situation they said you're not gonna live the life I live.
Exactly.
You gonna live better.
Mm-hmm.
So when we had kids, the knowledge we gained, we pass it on our
Pass it
kids.
on. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Well, our parents was shit. I don't know if education wise. I think my pops. I know my stepfather. He had a 9th grade education, but he owned a grocery store by the time he was 21.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's a lot of that in our background. Where parents didn't even have an education. So when I remember taking my mother. My mother had education. My stepfather, my history, no, my math book. He looked at that shit and said, "Shit, man, I don't know what the hell this is. You better ask your mother."
Yeah.
Like
Right.
he kept it 100 with me. You know what I'm saying? Where now today, like if you what you say, you teach your kids math, it ain't even this. You get the same answer,
The algorithm.
but it's way different
Yeah.
in the way of getting to the answer than you learn.
Right.
So I mean, it's just a thing of you gotta want it. To me personally, to get it, you gotta want it.
Point.
And who wants it, I believe, is the younger generation. I think they so woke that can go any kind of way, but they'll push the truth. I think the younger generation is so intact with learning more,
What?
becoming entrepreneurs,
Can we put an age
getting
group on
real
these
with
people?
it. I'm not good with numbers. I was.
I'm just saying because
Hold up, the money
me
man.
personally,
Sure.
I think the younger generation they concentrate on making money. They care less about history.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's just they could care less. Like they
Got
just
jump
really-
in, jump
I
in.
don't think that's necessarily true because I feel like
Come on, I'm gonna need you to put this right on your
sorry,
mouth like
I'm
that.
sorry.
Yeah, all right.
But
Good.
I don't think that's necessarily true. I think a lot of like my generation. I think we
So
may be
you're-
in the same
No,
generation.
we not. You like what 35?
No,
You're not even that old.
no, I'm not.
See what I'm
Okay,
saying?
now
Yeah.
I'm gonna need you to slow down because your whole energy with the no, I'm not.
I'm sorry.
No.
But no, my brother is 27,
Okay,
and I'm learning a lot from him. He's an avid reader like you too, and he's very.
us four.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah, they read.
yeah, we
I'm
here.
sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
we
sorry,
here.
but
We're here.
And I called her.
Right. You booked
but
it.
no, I'm saying
Crazy.
a lot of my generation is very woke, and they do care about issues and what's going on and changing the narrative of what our parents had and before
Sure.
us. They read a lot. I think they're active in a lot of community events. Maybe not all, but I even think some of our stars like kind of use their platform to kind of change the narrative. You don't think so?
Who?
In some way?
Could you give me some?
Yeah, I don't. I'm be honest. I don't
I don't
really.
even really listen to rap, but the
Yeah.
one, the baby, is that the baby?
What has he?
With, or,
Yeah, no,
the what's the
21.
one from Decatur?
Yeah, 20. He from England,
Yeah, let's
but
be
he,
correct.
but he grew up
Decatur.
here. He grew up here, so he claims Atlanta. And when you talk to him, you never
You know what
he
I
was
you know what I always look at when somebody takes on the conscious route, and me and you always talk about this, talking to the studio audience. So y'all don't think I'm talking to nobody. What's their next project?
And you know, you ain't seen no album from him
I don't-
in a long.
My people not a fad.
Long time.
My people not a fad. You know what I'm saying? I know certain industry superstars, whatever y'all want to call them, they use it as a fad. But then the next project come, we back to the block. Back to the block. So what happened in between the conscious, which is a lot of things can be determined conscious. So let me say that. And then getting back to the block and we shaking ass. What happened? I tell you what happened.
got that
Your
lifestyle.
money got
Right.
We
your
ain't get
money,
no
your money
traction.
slow.
We ain't get no traction with that.
So for me, it's I just wait. I don't want to say he read he woke. First of all, I don't believe in the word woke. First of all, but I just wait to see. And I ain't perfect, and nobody else perfect. But if once you take on that helmet, when you put that helmet on,
So if the younger generation doesn't do anything, where does that leave us? If
that's our fault.
nobody's
That's our
changing
fault.
the narrative?
That's our fault as an older generation because what didn't happen with the generation before us, they didn't pass us nothing, or didn't pass us a lot. Let me not say nothing. They didn't pass us a lot. So our job is to actually pass something to the next generation down.
Right.
Then your generation is the one after you. Everybody's responsible for everybody in this thing. You know what I'm saying? But you run into that, oh man, y'all tripping. Y'all still talking about slavery. Well, God damn, it wasn't that long ago, my brother. I don't know what your history book told you,
Right.
but it wasn't that long ago.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's things like that I really pay attention to. Like if I run into a young brother, I'm really trying to talk to him. I don't have to talk sports with him to have his attention.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what we spend a lot of time, at least the shit I see. It's a lot of conversations about statistics, but not the statistics that really run this world. It's the statistics of what has your attention for 3 hours, 2 hours.
It's what they feed you.
You know what I'm
on
saying? But
media.
what about the statistics to change the world? LeBron can do a lot. This world need more than just one LeBron. You know what I'm saying? We lack that because our attention is so. And I'm not saying. I'm just saying. I just see it. So I'm not putting no we as in all. If it's not entertaining, as far as getting your blood pumping and you smiling, a lot of people are not interested in that. I could sit in the break room tomorrow at my place of employment and actually bring up something that's real. That conversation will last as long as I'm talking. And then they go back to talking about what white man got $8 billion to give some nigga to carry a ball. I'm not interested in these conversations no more. I'm not. There's too much going on around us. We got vaccines that need to be taken, so they say. We got it every time the number gets a little higher, a new vaccine come about. So this strand is a new strand come. That's here forever, man. They crucifying a young man because he's taking a stand. We're going to get into that on this show, too. They crucifying a young man because he's taking a stand, and he's saying, I don't need y'all fucking money. If I got to walk away today, I'm ready to walk away. Financial freedom. The trending word for this year. It's a lot more going on around here, and the people not taking it serious. But then to turn around and say somebody not giving them a chance. Give yourself a chance. Don't tell me nothing. But this young lady sitting right next to us gave herself a chance because they told her they didn't need her no more. I'm gonna keep it blunt with y'all, straight like that. And it was the best decision she ever made. You ain't trapped in nobody else's job. You decide to stay there. Because if you really want to get out, you want to make it happen. It might not happen tomorrow. Might not happen next year. But it'll happen. Y'all continue on.
You going for the Oscar with Denzel?
I'm just saying, bro.
Will
Like,
Smith?
Dope perspective.
Yeah, no, this is
very,
good stuff,
yeah,
good
that
stuff.
was-
But he done threw two of them in there today.
I just want to add a little context to what we was talking about the youth, man, because we be as we grow older, we forget about how old heads talked about us sometimes, and I just want to make sure I add some clarity to the young heads out here. As somebody who was very heavily in the labor movement at one point and was a young boy, you actually. It's not that you're not woke, and I'm gonna use that word, even though I know that's not one we particularly like. But it's just you have all the energy in the world to fight for the cause you believe in.
Absolutely.
When you're young, you're energized. The thing that every movement needs is energy, because it's gonna be some lows in that. It's gonna be some time when you look around and you say, you know what, man?
stand alone.
I don't got the energy to do this.
stand
But them kids, and I was one of them.
For
I was
real.
one of them kids that was ready to fight every single day.
Facts. Ain't that what y'all say? Facts.
But the thing that sometimes our kids lack is the wisdom and the actual perspective of the goal we are trying to achieve. And a lot of times we don't have no goal. As black people, we don't got no goal, no specific goal. I said that right too. I like it.
yeah.
You know,
I don't want to say Pacific.
You
Like,
know,
because
go to
it's
the
wide and vast.
You
I'm
go
the
to the
ocean.
ocean, right.
No, but
You go to
seriously,
the
like
ocean.
real talk. Like we don't have that goal that's actually saying this is where we're trying to reach. And that is the problem with our youth. That has always been the problem with our youth. We saying we're trying to get here. There's no plan for it. And then as it grows, and things change, we don't change our strategy of attack.
Right.
Our young people are ready to go to war for this. They tired of working for people. They tired of be calling niggas, excuse my language.
Right.
They're tired of everything, just like we were. The problem is there's nobody really saying this is how we're gonna make it happen.
Right.
And I actually I'm being disrespectful by saying that, because there are people out there, but we just not following them. And the only person I'm gonna really give credit to is Farrakhan, because the rest of them cats is kind of clowns. And I know everybody's not a big fan of Farrakhan
Facts.
here,
Right.
but I understand that at least he does have a solid plan for saying this is how we should move forward.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So to give credit to our youth, it's not necessarily just their fault. Like, they got all the energy in the world. They just don't got the guidance.
You know, and that's what I was about to say. That's why I don't blame the youth. Because for every old head that they call us that can say, oh, man, they don't listen. And you don't put the effort in to get through to that young man, that young woman, then you just gave up on somebody in the next generation that might help us. I've been called all kind of Farrah Malcolms and all that shit, and that's cool with me. 'Cause at least they put some respect on my name and who they saying I am. And as far as this youth, they belong to us. These are kids. You know what I'm saying? We can't just say the hell with them, because I don't know. You ain't got grandkids yet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't either. Hell, I'm on the way with grandkids. Ain't that about a bitch? You know what I'm saying?
Pretty
But,
much. Oh,
you know,
Gee.
when I leave here, they got to be left in a certain hands. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, we all need each other, but it got to start one day. What's wrong with today? I love talking to the youth. They educate just like they listen. They educate, because they will tell you some shit that you be like, damn,
Right.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
If you look historically, back in the 70s, 60s, 70s, anybody that had anything to do that was going against the government it started at the colleges.
Absolutely.
Whenever, like when Muhammad Ali couldn't box, he was going to colleges to speak.
Yeah.
When Malcolm X was going to speak outside of his lodges, he was going to colleges to speak. The reason why they were doing that is because, like everybody's saying, the youth has the energy. They have the influence to put everything on the line at that time. Like us, we got kids and this and that we got to look after, but they can put it on the line. So we got to push that narrative to them. If you have that energy and this is what you want to do, we need to be able to give them the backing or the information and the support.
Look back at all your heroes, your black heroes, 25. I think was like the roundabout age of all of them before they got assassinated.
Fred Hampton.
They was 25.
23, 25.
I think the oldest one was Malcolm X. He was like 30.
So what changed
32.
though?
32,
In the 70s, we had our Malcolm X, we had our Fred Hamptons. Where's that now? Where are they now? Are they here?
They're in everybody. They actually are, because they didn't even have the platform that we have now to get their word across the world, and they did. You can sit in front of a computer and type all day now. Somebody's gonna see what you type and pass it to somebody else if you articulate right. You can't get on there and sound like you complaining, because you got to sound like you got a plan. You ready? You ready to change shit. You can't get on there and just throw an eye catcher out there and then they be like, somebody hit you in your inbox like, what you got planned? And you say nothing. I just was getting my thought out. That can't go down like that no more. You know what I'm saying? So we all are Cleaver. We all Newton. We all Martin. We all Malcolm. We all of them. But somebody got to just get behind one another and say, yo, we going to do this together. The problem that with us as people, us as black people, and I said it earlier on the show, is the separatism. You know what I'm saying? The brother spoke on it earlier about how when black people started to come up, the next thing you know, it's something that a branch that come from that main tree. Let's get the tree first, because we have a root and a bark. There ain't be no branches on this tree, no leaves, no nothing. And somebody already done put their seed in the side of it to try to make it grow to something else. Let's get what we need to get first, and then handle everything else. Nobody ever be left behind if everybody did it together. I just believe that. That's just my personal belief. You know what I'm saying? Because at some point, you have to say, I done had enough. Everybody. At some point, you have to say it. Ain't nobody walking around here, man, saying that everything is going peachy. That's in your house. If that's even true. Everybody could use a little something better out here that they work their ass off to get, though. That they say this the land of the free, home of the brave, whatever little speech is. Why we the only ones still we singing the same song we was singing in the 60s, in the 50s, the 70s, the 80s? We singing the same song, but it's the land of the free, home of the brave. Y'all continue on.
Well, we got a question here from a special guest. Big Mo.
Big Mo.
Big Mo. What up, bro?
Big Mo. He got all his Georgia gear. Go
What's
ahead.
happening, y'all? This Big Mo on the mic. You know, as I sit here and I listen to everybody talking about the past, I don't know if I'm the oldest one in the room or not.
You look old.
But I grew up.
No,
Y'all might look at me. But I grew up during that time y'all talking about in the 70s.
Absolutely.
And I haven't told a lot of people about this. My great-grandmother marched alongside Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
And my mom was part of the change in a little small town down in South Georgia.
Uh-huh.
She was one of the ones. It took 10 kids out of Monitor Center, out of Fitzgerald, Georgia, to integrate the school, and she was one of them.
Do you know what year that was? Just to give her.
My mom, my mom came out of school in 51.
That's not that long ago.
See what I'm saying?
That's not that long ago.
Right.
We talking about integration.
Right.
Integration. And right now, to this day, it's no integration down there because the blacks and the whites still have separate proms.
I saw that.
We're not allowed to go on their golf courses to play golf still down in the South.
Still.
And that's only 2.5 hours away from where we are now. But my great-grandmother, Elvira Bailey, marched alongside of Martin Luther King over here in Montgomery to try to make that change for us. And not even that. I grew up riding the car with my dad who passed away in 2019, Kiayanna was at the funeral.
Okay.
He riding in the car trying to get home to provide for his family. I'm in the car with my sister, the Ku Klux Klan trying to pull us over with the cross burning in the fields.
This 2019.
No. This is when he was little.
This when I was young.
Yeah, when he was
But it's
little.
still night. Now, in 2010, they still walking on the land down there. People don't understand down in Forsyth, Georgia, which is on an hour away, they still having Klan rallies. Right? But my dad won't stop. Cause he trying to get us to the house. But I'm looking as a young man on the side of the road. I'm seeing these crosses burn. The same thing y'all talking about. Y'all haven't experienced. I'm looking at the crosses burning on the side of the road.
Right.
You know, get us to the house. Then a lot of people forget about the Johnson boy down in Valdosta, who they say died in the wrestling match.
Right.
I wrestled for 4 years, really longer than that. Ain't no possible way you could die inside a wrestling match.
Right.
When you roll it up.
They did actually it's a documentary on I think it's on Prime about that.
Right, right. But see, they so eager to close up and cover up whatever that happened in the past. But you know, I'm sitting in high school, and all the stuff y'all talking about today, I experienced. I done had kids in school talking. My dad was a grand wizard, and that for a lot of people don't know that, that's the head man for the KKK. But we still pushed on. We still did what we did. But you know, racism been going on long time ago. Even you can go back and watch the movies. I can tell everybody about watching the movie. You can watch Rosewood. You can watch Mississippi Burning. That can shed some light on you. But if you ain't experienced it, you ain't experienced it. I mean, it's real. It ain't stopped today. Only thing about today, you got your phones and stuff that's able to expose a little more. But this still ain't the real racism until you get in the South.
Not just the South, though. We experience racism everywhere. I experienced racism
Absolutely.
in the military. I went to a majority all-white schools all my life. You know, I've experienced it. I experienced it everywhere I've been. Yeah, everywhere I've been.
I understand what you're saying, and I spent. But until you have a white man stand over you talking about nigga this, nigga that, using the N word, every word he say, talking about you beneath him, your mama is my daddy, you ain't experienced it. You experience what you only hear. But once you've been through it, then you'll know. You know what I'm saying? Racism, what we see today, ain't real racism, what we done been through.
It's another level.
There you go. It's levels to this.
Yeah, it's another level. It was more overt then. It was more open. We balls to the wall. We just gonna do it now. They try to do it in the shadows and through the system and all these.
But that's
things.
worse to me. I'd rather you come to my face and call me that N word
today.
To do the other way.
Right.
Today is just a different level. It's all systematic. There you go. Systemically, but it's all different levels to this. I remember sitting in the car with my dad right before I moved to Atlanta. And this was in 98, 99. This white man approached my dad at the store and said, look, you need to go work in the field and pick my cotton. Face to face. In broad daylight in the store. Today, the kids understand what we went through, but they don't know what we went through. They just hear he say and she say. But until you walked in it, we can say what we would do or won't do, but until you lived in it,
right,
you can't really say.
That's right.
And like I said, my great grandmother Elvira Bailey, she did it. She walked alongside of Martin Luther King over here in Alabama. And just this past Wednesday, my folks started, I reach out to them and get them to stand up. Matter of fact, two of them stay over there by me. They started a foundation back in my hometown called, my dad started a division at the church called Men on a Mission. Kiayanna saw that. They buried my dad in the jacket. But my friends, they just started a group, Men of Vision. They just took a group of kids from my hometown this past Wednesday over to Alabama to the Legacy Museum of Slaves.
Okay.
And then if you go to the Legacy Museum of Slaves, you'll see each county here in Georgia where all the black folks have been lynched. It'll tell you county by county how many have been lynched, but it's still not the truth because they don't have everybody.
Right.
And I think everybody need to reach out and probably go over there and take a look.
I've actually been. It's actually
Right.
a dope museum.
Right.
It's actually dope.
It is. It'll tell you. But I'm gonna go ahead and cut it short now
Please,
because I can get deeper than this.
because we got to pay for this
I
time.
can
Yeah,
get deeper
we-
than this. 'Cause I can even tell
You
you
gonna have us
stories about
broken.
my mom.
This-
You gonna have to feed us,
you
bro.
are my
She
personal
integrated
money now.
schools and all
Yeah, you are
this.
my personal
You gonna
money.
have to feed us, Mo.
Yeah, you. Yeah.
We can. I have
Yeah,
yours, essay, and I can bring some of the people that was involved in that.
Yeah, we own it, but we still got to pay for the time. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Here we go.
Hey, we appreciate that, Mo.
appreciate that,
We
Mo.
appreciate that, man.
I appreciate you. Bro.
Yeah, and we're gonna get out of here, but one more time, Kiayanna, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
guys.
for coming, and next time we need you to be a little bit more vocal, because you got some more stuff. That little last bit with
You
the
know,
whole
Rob
the
kinda
school
scared
and
me.
everything.
I got a lot of opinions, but he's
Yeah.
always been
Don't
like
let
a
him
big
scare
brother
you.
bully,
Don't let him
you
do
know.
that.
So I
Don't
was
let
trying
him
to, but I love being in the room with intelligent people. you
All
know.
right, I'm intelligent.
One time.
Tell the people again where they can find you and everything you got going on, because I might want to get into that dispatch.
Definitely go to my
money.
Instagram, KCK_dispatch. That's also Facebook, KCK_dispatch, or my website, the KCKdispatch.com. And my ebook is dropping November 15th. Even if you're not wanting to get in trucking, support. Buy it for somebody else.
I know
Give it
that's
as a
right.
gift.
Give it Christmas
Get
present.
that, get that.
Y'all look
So-
y'all look Christmas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Get that. I like how she said, you know you from the South when you say that goddamn. You don't say you just say that
Am I
goddamn.
country?
No, you're not, but it's all good.
Yeah.
Good country.
I
That
ain't
goddamn.
gonna let him lie to you.
That goddamn.
Good country.
Oh, goodness.
Well,
Well,
Y'all know.
yeah. Hey, make sure you hit that subscribe and like too,
Oh, yeah.
and hit us up on all platforms.
All
No doubt.
platforms. RootInlet.com. Y'all check out them new jogging suits.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
Hoodie
they out
season
there.
coming.
Come on now. Huh?
on cop yours today.
I know what I say. Support the people you know, like y'all supporting Polo and Louis Vuitton,
No doubt.
Gucci.
Yes, indeed.
I might speak to this man, be a friend on Facebook. Why he ain't sold out?
Mm.
That's all I'm saying.
Mm.
Afro Rican, y'all. Peace.
Before we get out of here, I just want to say this: a rock doesn't run through the river because of its power, because of its perseverance. She's the rock.
That was so dope. Thank you.
Ah, look at her. She just lit up like a freaking firework. Hey, man, y'all know what it
Hey,
is.
get us out of here.
Hey, man.